Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome to our Wednesday special edition of our weekly show. I'm Mark Trowbridge with our Gables Chamber of Commerce, and that was Willie Nelson with Roll Me Up in honor of 420. Today is April the 20th, and well, you know.
Roll me up.
Roll me up, baby. Now, I thought that had something to do with like disposing of a body in a carpet, but
really?
No, it did not.
No,
it has to do with what did they call marijuana in your day?
Marijuana.
Weed or?
But it's funny. Yesterday, somebody says, "Hey, I got one of these. What are they called? These little pipes? What are they called now?
Vape.
Like pot." She said, "Do you want one?" I go, "No, but thank you anyway."
I love that you are succumbing to peer pressure at 64 years of
65.
age. 65. Is that covered by Medicare?
I should ask.
Well, you know, this state allows medical marijuana, and so folks can take that with a particular medical condition and maybe with pain or glaucoma or other types of things. But 420, as I understand it, April 20th, is the code that the police use about a marijuana bust. So when I was growing up, we didn't call it weed.
What did you call it?
Mary Jane.
Mary Jane. But before we get on to more about Mary Jane, today is a very important day. National Banana Day.
National Banana Day. Oh, I felt like you were reaching for something. It's your water. I got all excited. I'm like, did you bring me a banana? You know, there was a time early in our relationship where, you know, you'd stop off and if it was National Chocolate Day or whatever, you know, you'd have something.
You're like an ex-wife. This is just lingering around. Pineapple upside down cake day.
I am like an ex-wife, but
look
current
like
wife. Are you a fan of pineapple upside down cake?
No.
What is the call to arms for pineapple upside down cake? Why do people like it?
Why?
It's incredibly moist.
And then we have National Cheddar Fries Day. Who has cheddar fries?
I don't know, but I love our cheddar tots down at
Arbetters.
Arbetters. You can get the Tro Tots smothered in cheese and chili, or you can have them like I like them, naked.
Ooh, baby.
And don't forget the last day.
National Lookalike Day.
That's us. I know a lot of people confuse us when we're standing next to each other.
I know all the time. People think that we look the same.
No, we're twins. They're like you and Grant and you.
But now that you lost 100, how many pounds?
No, it's like right at 100. But, you know, I was with a group of women today at Junior League. And I said, I'm sorry, I have to go. I'm doing my weekly show with Grant Miller. And they're all like, Grant Miller, how did all these women know you?
I just try to spread the wealth.
Well, usually what they'll say is, and that's very kind of you, it's very humanitarian. Most of them will say that you coached one of their kids.
That's true.
That is your
claim to fame.
And not just very significant cross-section of this community. Either you were a commissioner of the league or you were a coach or official.
Parents who were on my teams loved me. The parents on the opposite team hated me. They go, oh, God, he's so loud.
Oh, you're being obnoxious. Grant Miller here.
Kind of, but it was all good.
When did you coin that? Was that out on the diamond?
No.
It's on the pitch, on the rough?
It's all good. All right, so Good Friday.
So if you can't tell us apart, I'm on the right, Mark, and this is Grant.
Mark's always on the right. So yesterday's event was great. Gables Chamber's women event.
Lovely group of ladies. Had about 30 women that joined us for lunch and had a great speaker talking about the 3 R's and, you know, focusing on yourself and coaching and, you know, putting you first. She asked everybody in the room to take a moment and think of the people that are most important to them, people that maybe they're responsible for them, kids, parents, maybe they're providing, some type of care. And she goes, now, how many of you put yourself on that list? And I think only 2 people raised their hand out of that whole group who said, well, yeah, because by the way, if you're not doing well, you can't be a caretaker, helper, and supporter of others. You have to really be.
Well, that's why you get in shape so you can be my caretaker. Did you work out today?
Wednesday is my thankfully recovery day. So I worked out on Monday. I did my spin class. Yesterday I had the trainer. You know, the trainer's doing this sneaky thing now, and I don't think he thinks that I'm on to him. But
what is your trainer's name?
Omar Walden.
We're watching you.
So Omar's great. Omar comes from New York, New Jersey area. He moved down here with his family, his wife and daughter, and brought the whole family here. And then, it took a while for Lifetime to get fully open. And now that they're open, obviously he's been training, but he does a bunch of other things at the club. But he's been with them for a number of years. He was with the Garden City, I guess, Lifetime before he came here. But, I was randomly, sort of assigned to him. And we were having a conversation the other day because one of the fellow trainers is just started training kind of a big guy like me. And he's bigger than I am at this point. I'm a little bit
Heavier?
smaller. Yeah, heavier, shorter, heavier. And, she said to him, hey, I want to talk with you because, you've been training with Mark for like 8 or 9 months and like, it's like going really well and he's having great results and everything. And I kind of chuckled and he's like, why is that funny? I said, because I can imagine that when you're like super fit and your client is basically going through what would be a real metamorphosis, because maybe it's the first time they've ever worked out. Maybe it's getting back to a routine. Maybe it's dealing with the fact that, you may not feel as comfortable and confident. Like every day when I get up on a Tuesday morning, let's say, I jump out of bed and I'm like, I could text Omar and say we could do it later in the week and I could go back to bed for 2 hours. Nope. By the time I'm up and take the dog out and, got the bag packed and we're good. But I do sometimes.
What do you mean you pack your dog? You take him somewhere?
No, I pack a bag for the gym. With my business clothes. And so a lot of times he'll give me an exercise to do. And I think to myself, there's no way I can do that. And I would say 9 times out of 10 or 9.5 out of 10, I can do it. We may have to scale it a little bit. We were doing this machine yesterday called the dips. So you put the weight in. Yeah.
And
you're going all the way to the ground and then you're pushing yourself back up. But there's a counter lever.
Oh, wait. You mean up high, not
Yeah, I'm up high.
And you got to push
all the way down. There's a counterbalance with the weights.
It's not easy.
No, because my weight is right around 300, right? And so he's like, well, let's try to do it where you're only getting 180 pounds. So that means I'm in charge of pushing up the equivalent of, 100, another 120 pounds. And, that's all upper body. And, when we first started on the machine, it was really an issue. Yes. Okay. It was really an issue of not being able to do that much. So we tapped out the dip machine at the 220. So already I've had a plus 40 gain. So 420 is a big day at our betters. Look, they have a special hot dog today, but whatever you do, get a side of the Trowbridge tots, naked with cheese, with chili and cheese. I guess you could just do chili too.
Absolutely. All right. So Good Friday was last week?
It was. We had a full day at the office.
Wait, wasn't it Passover too?
Passover also began.
And Ramadan? Was it Ramadan?
No, Ramadan began a few weeks ago.
Okay.
But it isn't always when Easter / Good Friday and Passover align. So but we were at the office.
You were?
Took the day
I was
off.
there.
I went to a soft opening and visited with the folks at Fogo de Chao, the new restaurant that opens this Friday in Coral Gables.
And Morgan, one of your people who work with you, she is pregnant.
Yes.
Did
you think she was faking it or just had a big breakfast?
I figured she's just trying to get more COVID time.
Well, I think, this will be her second child, a daughter, and due in a few months. And, I know it's not easy because I'm a guy that carries extra weight. But when you're used to being super fit and all of a sudden you've got, extra pounds on you and a child that's restless and growing inside you and a 2 or 3 year old at home that you're still responsible for. It's not like, they move down the assembly line.
Sometimes. So who's leaving? Fred? Who's Fred?
Fred?
Who's Fred?
Oh, my friend, Fred Areola. So Fred used to work at Florida Blue. He passed away about 10 days ago from a brain tumor. And a lot of us didn't know that he was sick because he kept it very quiet.
Where'd he live?
Lived here in Miami, worked for Florida Blue for a while, and then went on to work for a couple of other insurance companies. But Saturday was his celebration of life and funeral. And so full house. Fred was this big, gregarious, full of life personality. He and his wife, Amy, who works at Big Brothers, Big Sisters, have twins, a boy and a girl. And, it was a real outpouring from the community, but an opportunity to say goodbye. And I had a chance to talk to Amy, and she, I always feel like others try to provide comfort to you in your loss, in your mourning, and yet they've significantly suffered more. But she's like, Fred just loved hanging out with you, and we laughed a lot. He had a great sense of humor.
Speaking of funerals, it's very confusing when you go.
Do
you cry for you?
I don't go to a lot, thankfully, but I probably go to more viewings than funerals. This was more like a service. I understand that death is a part of life, and I think when you are a person of faith, then you know that there is life beyond yours and your soul, and I think that can provide comfort to a lot of people. But I do think in some cases your heart is breaking for others, but for yourself too. She told a story that I did not know, and I found out that Fred and I have something very much in common. So he loved chocolate pudding, which is my favorite.
Who doesn't love chocolate pudding?
I know, but like that's my go-to. Like a sugar-free cup of chocolate pudding is like my jam before I
Ilion, can you remember
go to bed.
Sugar-free chocolate pudding.
Sugar-free chocolate fudge pudding. So it's got a deeper, darker, richer chocolate taste.
Take note for that.
Anyway, so he and Amy, when they worked together, they were side by side in their cubicles, and they were friends. And she found out he liked chocolate pudding, and so one day she left a chocolate pudding on his desk, and the rest was history in terms of romance and relationship. But she made a funny comment. She goes, we didn't have a lot in common, but the things that we did were really meaningful.
And how long were they married?
Probably, I would say 15 years, maybe a little longer.
Wow.
So, good people. We love you, Freddie. We miss you, and we'll see you soon.
Let's move on. Gators, runner-up in what sport?
Oh, my goodness. So, I was at the funeral, and then my nephew was kind of texting me.
At the funeral?
Sort of. We hadn't started the service yet, but the Gators, Lady Gators, were competing in gymnastics. We were 25-0-1. We had run the table through the full season. The SEC, which is the deepest conference in terms of gymnastics, won the regional, won the semifinal, and went into the finals and came in second by 0.125. That's literally like 2 stuck landings. And it was just heartbreaking for these young ladies.
Where was the finals?
Fort Worth, Texas.
Gators have won the national title a couple times there.
3 times we've won the gymnastics title, but we haven't won since 16, maybe 17.
That's slipping for the Gators.
And this was by far our best opportunity because of the 5th year opportunity for some of the athletes.
Some 6.
They were able to, have some super seniors and a really seasoned class. And we're losing like 7 of those young ladies. So, but Oklahoma, they just had a powerful finish on beam. And I really thought we'd overtake them. But
I dated in my heyday the second gymnast on the floor routine. She was about this big.
Yeah.
God.
Usually less than 5 feet tall.
It was like,
and she competed on floor. So, in women's gymnastics, 4 apparatus, vault, bars, beam, floor.
She went to college in Utah.
So Utah is the biggest powerhouse in terms of longevity. They've won more national titles than any team, probably followed by UCLA. And then, of course, the SEC has had a very deep bench. Alabama, LSU, Georgia, now Missouri. Auburn came in 4th. Really great year for them. So we were national runners-up.
That's still a good year.
And one of our gymnasts won 4 out of the 5 apparatus, including the
You ever dated a gymnast?
No, but I do find them intriguing. There's a lot of power packed into that little fire hydrant of a punch.
Okay, just curious,
Yes, I feel like you want to go somewhere with this, but this is a family show.
I'm not going anywhere.
What about banana pudding? Well, we love banana pudding.
That is the second one. Looks like it's from
It looks like it's probably from Morgan. And yeah, she asked me to talk a little bit about some of my favorite or our favorite banana,
No, Ronald McDonald. That's
that's Soraya. She was there yesterday. Matter of fact, I think she stood up and said she was really happy. I think it was her first in-person event with us.
Yeah, well, I sat right next to you. I was one of the lucky ones.
Great table. So anything banana, I'm in. Bananas Foster, banana pudding.
Bananas, Savannah
bananas. Yes, they're not as edible.
Did you see they went up the bat with a fire on the bat and hit?
I'm telling you, they are the real deal, brother.
Okay.
What a great way to motivate your young stars of the future.
Okay. You get your second booster shot yet?
I did. I went on Easter Sunday. I didn't think it would be very busy at Walgreens, but my gosh, everybody, I guess, is unprepared woefully for Easter. And so
I think it's a good time to go Easter. So you think it's slow?
Well, you have to, there wasn't really any, the line at the pharmacy was really busy, but I was getting the booster. So, go in that little side room.
With a little curtain. Movies? You went to some movies this week, huh?
Yeah, I saw a couple movies.
With who?
By myself. I love to go to the movies alone.
Do you like big popcorn? Popcorn with M&Ms.
I did not. So on Sunday, I got my booster, and then I went to the movies, and I saw the Lost City with Sandra Bullock and Channing Tatum.
I don't know about
a little bit of a romantic comedy.
I love her.
She's fantastic.
Because she's not beautiful, but to me, she's beautiful.
I think she's gorgeous.
I mean, she's got a broken nose. She's just like...
yeah, but she's got a lot of,
kind of love
appeal.
Her. Absolutely.
She's like what you want your best gal friend to be like. Like, snorts when they laugh.
Right.
Understands sports. Not afraid to mix it up. Might spoon with you.
Oh, wow. I
remind all of you that Grant is the little spoon.
All right, so
I saw another movie too, which was an English period piece called Mothering Sunday, which was about mothers who had lost sons after World War I in the United Kingdom in London, and the toll it really had taken on their culture, their society, their families.
Somebody asked where the blunt's at.
Where the blunt's at. You know what that means, right?
No.
A blunt is smoking weed.
Ah, gotcha. Okay, so
really? So here's the problem. I went to opening day in baseball.
I
gotta be honest.
Did you guys get an invite from him? From opening day Marlins? Did you get an invite?
31,000 people went.
You got one in your email. I didn't get an email. Who'd you go with?
Look at your email. I went with my friend Denise, who's a big Phillies fan. So we were supposed to go to opening day on the 31st. Big day, all the chambers of commerce, everybody doing their thing. And so, that didn't happen because opening day was delayed by a week. And then our homestand was delayed another week. And of course, we came home to the Phillies. But I had already bought tickets because my best friend Denise loves the Phillies. She is a Philly fanatic. And so, we went to that game. We had quite a few chamber members there as well in the chamber section, but they had some challenges. 31,000 people on opening day, getting folks in, and
they won't have the
really long lines with concessions.
They're not having that problem anymore. I hear.
So they sent a really nice email to everybody who bought tickets, myself included, and said, "Listen, customer service is our number one priority, and we know we didn't do our best." So they gave you a $5 credit and said, come back to the ballpark. I mean, that's classy because everybody knew that, there was an issue. I don't know if they were understaffed, didn't expect.
Of course they're understaffed. How can they not be?
Well, everybody's understaffed. Right. You need a plan. And the app wasn't working very well. But you know what? We waited in line at Pincho, and I got a Pincho dog.
Not an Arbiter dog, a Pincho dog.
Pincho dog. And, the Phillies made a valiant comeback in the 8th and 9th, but the Marlins won their home opener 4-3. Did they sweep the Phillies?
I don't know.
Oh, they won 3 out of the 4.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about it. Dave Sampson is alive and well doing shows, blasting people in Miami now.
Oh my goodness. I just saw a tweet from him.
He's back up
the word heist.
Yeah, he's talking about
stadium.
The Moss. Okay.
Stadium deal for soccer.
Okay,
so kind of funny.
You're traveling where? Where are you traveling? You go to New York?
Well, I'm working on my summer travel, so I'm probably going to do a long weekend in New York City. I'm probably going to go up to North Carolina with my niece and nephew, do something with my other little nephew for his senior trip.
What about San Antonio? What's happening over there?
That's where he wants to go for his little senior trip.
Do you pay for that?
Contribute. So we're going to do.
I was going to say you spend
San
a lot.
Marcos, San Antonio, and
You spend a lot of money
Austin.
in your family.
Well, you know, I don't have kids of my own, so why not?
Okay, just if you need to help other kids, I have
Are
two.
you want to be like my sugar baby?
I can be a sugar baby.
Aren't you too old for that?
Maybe. All right. So tomorrow you have
Is that a thing? Is that a thing going on at Miami-Dade College?
I'm not sure, but
Sounds familiar.
I wish I had a sugar mama.
You have a sugar mama?
I wish I had one.
Oh, you wish you had one.
Same here.
Yeah, same concept.
Okay.
What age would you allow her to be up to?
Yeah, Elian.
Like a cougar, like 30,
Because you're how old?
35.
A cougar ain't 30 or 35.
How old is
50.
Yeah. For me, 45 is like.
That's the limit?
Okay.
All right. Well, it's good to know you guys have this worked out.
Okay. So,
I already thought about it before. Yeah, me too.
Take your time. Take your time. Why don't you work on building a profile? Are you on Tinder?
Me? Nah.
Why do you always ask a question with a question? Why don't you
Okay.
guys download Tinder and let's see what's going on?
okay, so let's talk about tomorrow's. Tomorrow we got a breakfast.
We do bright and early, so it's
Who's
early
speaking?
morning. We have Jennifer Ward Sando speaking, who is the mother of 3 children with autism. And she's going to talk about being a busy mom, busy wife, busy professional, and doing it all. And really focusing on World Autism Month. We have our largest breakfast since COVID, 170 people.
That's great.
It's
And-
great.
And you know,
People want to be back in person. And now with some of these mask mandates having been, thrown out and more discussion about, gathering, we're still going to encourage people to make the best choices for them and the people around them, especially if you've chosen not to vaccinate.
what's happening? You
Because
got
these events are all indoors.
Impact coming up.
We have that today. This is a great program, ladies and gentlemen. You may not be familiar with the Employee Retention Tax Credit, but this is an opportunity for businesses to get money back per employee based on the employee taxes that they have paid over the last couple of years. This is funded through the CARES Act, and it will be gone when it's gone and when the money's gone. But we've had several businesses, small to medium-sized businesses in Coral Gables, qualify for that, including one that I am very familiar with, who is going to be receiving over $200,000 back through the Employee Retention Tax Credit.
That's exciting.
It's exciting, but you got to strike while the iron's hot. So Rich Polotsky from Miami CFO is leading the session this afternoon. Today, 4 o'clock. Today,
Where?
4 o'clock at Morton's the Steakhouse.
Okay, next. Get a
Come and hear about it. We've got about 35 folks coming because I do think there's a lot of interest in tapping into those dollars. We're still not completely through this pandemic. I heard this morning about 2 additional strains. I'm getting my 4th, vaccination.
And you've had COVID how many times?
Once.
I've had it once.
Recently.
Yeah.
But
And
thankfully you were double boosted.
2 shots, 1 booster,
Okay.
B12 every month,
Right.
every
And
week.
I think you got the monoclonals.
And I got that. I went to
Drank a bottle of bleach.
hey, if Trump said drink bleach,
You
I
never
drank.
look better. I'm telling you, even if you've been drinking
Okay,
home cleaning products.
You got so many things on. You got the race is this weekend.
So let me just remind you, we have Impact today, 4 o'clock at Morton's. If you're interested, call the office. We'll find a spot for you, 305-446-1657. That's from 4 to about 5:15, followed by a happy hour at Morton's.
Really?
Tomorrow's the breakfast, pretty much sold out at this point. But, if you're willing to come and kind of wait around, we always have some
And if you want, you can
no-shows.
stand with me because I wait outside.
Then Friday, a really cool event that we're doing with the Greater Miami Chamber with author Brad Meltzer. And he's written a bunch of books, and this is his latest
Where are you doing that?
book. We're doing that on Zoom with Books and Books. And then Saturday is Y'all Come. It's our 5K, 10K presented by Doctors Hospital. And it's our 25th anniversary. There are very few races in town that offer a 5 or a 10. So if you want to get up and do a little bit of a longer training run, come and join us, and you can do the 6.2 miles on the 10K. Presented by Doctors Hospital, great sponsors, City of Coral Gables, MED Expeditors, Terra Nova, Lifetime, Waste Management. We're super blessed. Granada Presbyterian Church, a really great group of sponsors. And so, at the end of the day, come out, get some fresh air, fill those lungs, do a family fun run. Just do the 3.2 miles. Remember, walk, run, get dragged, crawl, stroller friendly, pet friendly. It's going to be awesome. And so proud of some of our newest sponsors that have jumped on to be part of the program.
And then coming up soon in May, you have is it Diamond Awards? No. Yeah, Diamond Awards.
Diamond Awards are May 6th. Our judges met yesterday, so we should have a finalist of finalists out by later today or tomorrow.
People love these awards.
Well, I think Chambers should be in the business of recognizing outstanding companies. So whether that's for excellence in your industry sector, whether that's great work with your employee base,
where's the
customer
event?
service,
Where are they hosting?
that'll be at the Hyatt Regency Coral Gables. Or, how you are mentoring young people or, onboarding people, best practices, awards you've won. We want to recognize that. I think we're doing 8 or 9 different categories.
But it's almost like the women's event. Everybody goes and they cheer the winners on. It's beautiful.
Yeah. I think it's nice when companies can lay aside their competitive juices and just celebrate great business. One of the things that I know about Coral Gables is, we have over 8,000 businesses. We punch way above our weight for a city of 51,000. But those businesses are major contributors to the tax base, to the quality of life, to making your life more convenient. Many of them come from all over the world in these multinational companies. Well, let me tell you, they're a major cross-section and footprint for Coral Gables.
Well, one of your top people, I'm going to find it right now, just wrote a book. Alan Morse. He just wrote a book.
It's called All In.
All In.
Yep.
And
he sent me a copy. Very nice.
Wow. It says how to risk everything for everything that matters. Wow.
Yeah, I think people would look at Alan and say that guy's been a risk taker his entire life. Anybody working in real estate has to also be, tough metal and risk taker.
Yeah, his book's coming out. He has a book reading somewhere.
Where is it?
May 2nd at Books and Books. Excuse me. Yes, Books and Books, May 2nd. I assume the one in the Gables. But I just love, what level is he at with you guys? A trustee?
They're gems.
Gems.
Absolutely.
This guy is a class act all the way through. And he is Coral Gables.
I agree.
I mean,
that was the gift he gave everybody who attended his 70th birthday party a couple weeks ago. And then he inscribed it. And it was nice to have a personal message from him of encouragement and appreciation. And I think that's truly who Alan is. I think that's what the book is about. I think it's an intersection of all of his passions, and he puts them on paper. First of all, it's very hard to write a book. Secondly, it's hard to get that book published. And third, it's hard to get people to buy your book. And I think he's going to be successful in all 3 of those.
Well,
and I'm super thrilled for him. I'm hoping that he'll do our book club here later this summer and allow us to interview him.
He's an inspiration to a lot of people.
Yes.
I don't get impressed by a lot of people. He's the one of the guys that impresses me. He just does everything the right way.
Well, and you're turning 70 years old, and that's what you decide you're going to spend a year doing is writing a book. That is stick-to-itiveness.
In 5 years from now, I'm going to write about in a newspaper.
Oh my gosh, I can't wait to pick that up.
Just race on the street.
5 minutes from now, I'm going to write a pamphlet.
Okay, touche. Emerge, did you go to it?
I did. I went on Monday. Thanks, Christina Miller, for the kind invitation.
Christina Miller, I got my invitation, but it was too late. But thanks anyway.
So, a very cool, a pretty good crowd. I would say it's really become very focused on blockchain and NFTs.
What's that?
And that is like Bitcoin and things like that and Dogecoin. But it was great to see, great partners like City of Coral Gables there and Beacon Council, University of Miami, FIU.
Still shaking up a little bit about the
I
Beacon
think
Council.
so. I talked to them a little bit about that, and I think it's going to be a while. I think it's still a state of shock. Because remember, and I didn't think about this, they hadn't seen him in over a week because he had left for Israel the prior Friday, and then he came back on a Friday. He didn't go in the office. He worked from home. Then he died on that Sunday.
At home.
At home. Wow. So his celebration of life is this Monday, and I will be there representing our chamber. And, you know, I think it's going to be a lot of tears, maybe a few laughs, but a lot of fellowship.
Speak about laughs. You know, he broke his leg or something on a scooter on a sidewalk.
Yeah.
Here's this guy 60 plus riding a scooter. I just love it.
Yeah, I mean, he was certainly adventurous. He was the kind of guy that golfed every weekend. And I think I was told by my friend Mario that he never used a cart. He literally walked the
How
course.
dare him show us up?
What did I read when they were talking about Tiger Woods at the Masters? That when you walk the course over the period of 4 days, 72 holes, that you walk the equivalent of so many miles. I don't know what it was.
And that's what that
13 miles.
some
maybe?
stupid amount. Okay, we got a new gem.
We do. MED Expeditors. They do permitting expediting, amongst other things. Welcome, Melissa Castro. Met with her last week with Patrick O'Connell. Thank you, Patrick. And sealed the deal yesterday. It was really awesome.
You know, getting permits is not easy.
It's not, but these guys are good. And the clients that they have and they keep, very impressive.
Well, that's why you hire these companies. Okay, and then we got social media engagement. You are up to 6351 now.
Right. And I heard from Morgan today it was 6420. How ironic. 420, 64.
Way to go, Morgan. And what do we have comments from who? Kate?
Let's see. We've got Tom.
Oh, look, Kate Stretch Zone just joined
Chef
you.
Tanya just joined the chamber. Yep, our first personal chef. Carve and Burn Designs just joined the chamber. Thank you. Welcome to you.
Right here.
Katie Espinosa. I met your colleague from Stretch Zone yesterday at the women's lunch. He gave a great shout out and personal introduction.
So it's all good. Okay. March, you had 4 trustees.
Yeah.
Now you have 7 in
April. I'm sorry, March was 7.
So how many new members? You mentioned it yesterday. In the last 12 months, over 300 new members.
Golly. Last year, 2021, which ended in December, we had 337. We're on pace now with an average of 29 a month. So we've been through what? 3 full months, basically 87. Multiply that by 4. It'd be over 350 if we stay at this pace.
You know, because somebody said to me yesterday about Wind Down Wednesday.
Yeah.
That they said that's a younger crowd.
It is and it isn't.
I don't think it's younger. I think it's new members.
We'd like it to be, primary focus on young professionals, but it is a lot of new members. And I'll tell you why. It's on a Wednesday evening. It mimics a traditional chamber type programming like business after hours.
Right.
And it's generally at a new restaurant or location that people are eager to see or experience. This is at a great men's grooming shop called Mankind.
Where is that?
That is right across the street from the Coral Gables Museum, a new member of ours. Welcome back, Elvis. Glad to have you. You guys have been gone too long.
Who, the museum?
Coral Gables Museum.
They have not been a member?
Not recently.
Wow. Well, I'm glad they're back. I'm glad they're part of the team.
They're back, baby. Elvis Fuente and the whole crew is going to have a little.
So we'll go for it. Go for
We
it.
have a new young man working with us today. Is this his first show?
No, this is, kind of his first show on his own.
About to finish his AA up at Miami-Dade College North.
Yes, sir.
And then he'll be continuing, but he's working in film, television production.
Right.
That is a great industry because we're only seeing a continued proliferation of original content, and people are voracious consumers. It's inevitable that whenever I'm at a lunch or a dinner, that the conversation turns to what are people watching, what are they binging, and I'm always making notes on my phone because I'm like, I've never heard of that, and then they're dropping half a season of Ozark, or they're doing the last season of Better Call Saul that have been around for a while. And then, second season of Bridgerton. And I'm listening to all this and I'm like, gosh, I go home. I'm so exhausted. Whatever's on is on. It's just noise in the background. And I'm, laying there drooling.
All right. So speaking about drooling, it's time for a wrap.
Is that your segue? That was a tough segue.
It's all good.
So let me say two more things about the Diamond Awards. So
I'm excited about that's one of the most.
We're excited too. I think we have 8 or 9 categories. So it's large business, small business, large nonprofit, small nonprofit, woman-owned business, healthcare, hospitality business, and family-owned. Now, those are some great and amazing businesses. So that's 8 businesses. We're giving the Business Leader of the Year award to MG developer Alirio Torrealba. We had a great group of judges. So, I always want people to know kind of inside baseball that program isn't about, hey, you apply and you're popular and you win. We have a panel of judges, 7 of them, including 3 past winners.
And that's
our
impressive.
chair, the sponsor, myself. Then we work together to winnow the list down to 3 or 4 per category based on application and knowledge. And then the judges go and score separately. So there's some work together and then judging separately. And then nobody knows the winners until they are announced, except for 3 people: me, Erica on our team, and the person that engraves our trophies.
And nobody knows who. And nobody knows who's great.
But I want to say thank you to Stuart Dabowski. I want to say thank you to Michelle Shirley.
There's the winners.
These are past winners. Kat Horth. These are all 3 past winners. Michelle, the most recent winner. I want to say thank you, of course, to Anna Chowie, to David Pruna, to Belkis from the city, who are kind of our inside-outside readers beyond the winners. And I want to say a huge thank you to South State Bank, who's our title and presenting sponsor. We didn't host these awards in 2021 because of COVID. We were dealing with several variant strains and it just didn't make sense, but it's going to be amazing. So let's see here. Katie says she's located at 3138 Ponce de Leon Boulevard. Oh, I can see it better there. Gosh, I'm like straining. And there are their hours. So that's awesome. First stretch is free. So what I understand, and Katie, correct me if I'm wrong, this is going to be the most, the deepest, most impactful, most therapeutic stretch you're ever going to have in your life. Like they really get in there. So I work out 3 to 4 days a week. 2 days of that are with a trainer, which is pretty intense.
Right.
And the other 2 days are spin class and then, Mark's choice. I can do a yoga class. I can just be on the floor. I can do some cardio, whatever it may be. But I've been doing that now since, really August 10th. So, 8+ months of really dug in. But I am always sore afterwards. Today, I'm extremely sore in my upper body because we pushed some of the things. So, I used to lay on that, bench and basically push up just a barbell at 45 pounds. Now it's over 100 pounds. Low hundreds, but
doesn't matter. You're doing it.
And I'm doing, 30 reps. So 10, take a break, 10, take a break. That last group of 10 is tough, brother. I need Omar like right there to make sure I don't drop the bar.
Speaking of judging, I judged the Rib Fest at Berry Farm this weekend.
That's amazing.
And
ribs.
Oh, so they gave numbers to each of the.
So blind review.
Totally blind. And
some of them you must have been like, that tastes familiar.
No. It was like I ate like a horse.
Well, I mean, you get up and you exercise, which allows you to mitigate that. But, once in a while, birthdays, rib fests, you can,
right.
Indulge a tad more.
But the ribs were great. Thank you, Berry Farm, for letting me be a judge.
Berry?
Yeah, Berry Farm, locally owned. And Saturday alone, they had a small group of 5,000 people.
Oh, my.
They went through there that day.
First time that they had
no
been in person for a while?
Oh, no, they're open all the time.
Okay.
But there's 3,000 to 5,000 every day on weekends.
But there aren't ribs every day.
No. They do their own ribs, but they had a bunch of restaurants come in.
So they came in and competed. Who won?
The house. Who would know? Because the numbers, and they paid cash to the winners. So
they paid themselves.
No, the 3 employees who were cooking it.
Oh.
Yeah.
So I love ribs. I don't eat them very often,
You go to Berry Farm.
but I love ribs.
Do you have, if you have any young relatives, we'll go there. It is.
Is it all you can eat?
No, but I'm saying the
Oh.
Berry Farm's a lot of fun. All right, it's a wrap because I have a meeting to go today.
I
Somebody
know
wants,
you got to go to a meeting down south. So,
and
I
what are
know
you
what's
doing? What are you
happening
going for
there.
lunch?
I'm having lunch with one of our members, David Avensky, today, over at the Shops at Merrick Park, which is always yummy. Oh, there's the link. Wow, I love sunflowers. Can I buy sunflowers?
Yes.
I have sunflowers in my house every day of the week.
Yeah.
I buy them at the farmer's market or the roadside stand, but every day of the week. So we got a busy day today, a busy day tomorrow with the breakfast, finishing it out strong on Friday, and then Saturday. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, still an opportunity. We're capping it at 500 runners. This is what you get. You get a commemorative shirt, which is really cute with the flamingos on it, that commemorates 25 years of running wild in Coral Gables with Doctors Hospital. You get a finisher medal, which is way super cool. Pineapple says 25 years, got a cool ribbon. It's a great flat course. It's 30 minutes earlier. It's in April, so the temperature is a little bit cooler than we used to do it in mid to late May.
I can't make it. I have a baseball game.
At 7 a.m.
I know, but I have to be somewhere at 8. Game starts at 9.
Can you pass by on the way?
I'll try my best.
You always say that, and then I'm just hugely disappointed.
God,
Anyway, plenty of opportunities. Register today, and we'll see you out there. What a great way to start the day. Celebrate spring.
And in the city,
Come with friends and family,
City Beautiful.
co-workers. Great warm-up for the corporate run, which is 10 days later.
And who's coordinating the race?
We run Miami, which is Frankie Ruiz.
Yeah, it's him, Frankie.
It's Frankie. Frankie is iconic, but he makes sure that we put together a great
One of the
event.
best cross-country coaches in the country.
Agreed. And just one of the best guys in the country.
Oh, wow.
Great
Nice
guy. So that's going to be a wrap, ladies and gentlemen. I want to thank our production team today, some new faces. You know, it reminds me how important it is to provide mentoring and internship opportunities to folks who are looking to break into a particular industry. So thank you for doing that. Summer's coming. What a perfect time to have an intern from high school or college. We've got great institutions.
We get them from
like Miami-Dade
senior
College.
citizens homes. That's where we get them from.
Well, then Michael Miller must be a volunteer as well. So the good news is that, you know, your chamber has been here each and every day all along. It's hard to believe that as we enter into May, you know, we're 2 years, 2 months since COVID became an everyday word in our language. But we're working together, get that booster. You know, we're learning at every step of the way about the vaccination. And I think at one point someday, you'll be able to take either a daily, monthly, or pill on demand. But it just shows you the ingenious of the researchers who came together and came up with a plan. In a matter of months, they saved lives, but they also saved livelihoods. And that's the business we're in the chamber, is that we're there to help you and your business each and every day. So whether it's us or another organization, get involved, dig in, volunteer, be a good steward, and do whatever you can to help that chamber thrive. We are the greatest beneficiaries of your great kindness. Have a great day, everybody.
Have a good one.